This video is over scale factors and similar figures. On this one it says, find the missing side. So what we're going to do, we see that these are going to be similar triangles, and you're going to match up the sides. I'm going to look here, and I'm going to find that these two sides go together. Well, if you notice, I'm going from, this is a larger triangle because this is a bigger number, going to a smaller one. That means this number has to be larger than 7. So if I had a multiple choice test, I would go through and eliminate any answers that had an answer smaller than 7. Well, what do you have to do to 20 to get to 10? Well, if I take 20 divided by 10, I get 2. 2 is my scale factor. So what that means is I need to take this number times 2 to find out my new size. So if I go 14 times, not 14, see I was jumping ahead, 7 times 2, it would be 14. So this side right here would be 14. Now if you did it with a ratio, you would go over here and you'd match your sides. I would have x over 20, this side over this one, equals 7 over 10. Now here you will cross multiply. You will multiply these two numbers, which would give me 140, and then I would divide it by this number here, 10. Well, if you take 140 divided by 10, it gives you 14. Either way, you can find your answer. Let's try the next one. Don't worry about where it says, oh, I guess size of the picture, we need to talk about that. But try and find the length of the missing side. Now, when you come through and you look at why I said the size of the picture, you see how this says 30 and this one's 5, but this one looks smaller? Please realize that not all the pictures are drawn to the correct dimensions. So you have to go by what the numbers are telling you. So what this really is this is a smaller triangle. We're going to a larger one. Well, what do I have to do? What's my scale factor? If I go up here and I take 30 divided by 5, it is 6. See, this triangle is going to be 6 times as big as this one. So 5 times 6 gives me 30. So to find this missing side right here, I'll take 4 times 6, and it'll be 24. Now if I did it with a ratio or proportion like we talked about on the last one, I would have taken 4 over 5 and matched up my side, x over 30. I would have multiplied these two numbers, which would have been 120, and divided by 5. Which gives me 24. Next one. Here we go. Let's find the missing side. Now on this one, you can tell that you have a bigger rectangle, and I'm sorry, you have a smaller one that you have both the numbers for, and you're going to a larger one. Well, let's do this one with a ratio and proportion first. I'm going to take x over 4, and that equals this side, so I have x's on top, this side matches, so I'm going to put 0.5 over this side, which is 0.25. So you're going to multiply these two numbers. So I'm going to come over here and take 4 times 0.5 and get me 2. And then I'm going to take 2 divided by 0.25. 2 divided by 0.25. Whoops. And I get 8. So my side length right here is 8. Well, if I take 24 divided by 4 divided by 0.25, I get 16. So what if I then I would take 0.5 times 16, and it would give me my 8. So whether you did it scale factor or ratio and proportions, you would get the same answer. Here's the next one. It says find the length or find the missing side. I have a smaller rectangle and I have numbers for a larger one. Pause the video and see how you do. Okay, now to figure this out, I'm going to go ahead and do ratio and proportion. I'm going to put x over 5 equals 8 over 12. You will multiply these two numbers. So I have 5 times 8 is 40. And then I'm going to go and divide by this last number. I'm going to divide by 12. My answer, x, is 3.33. Well, let's see what happens when I do my scale factor. Let's take this side divided by this side. So I'm going to take 12 divided by 5, and I get 2.4. This is my scale factor. Okay, so let's take, see, because if I took 12 divided by 2.4, I would get 5. Let's take 8 and divide it by 2.4. Again, I get 0.33333, which would be my length, my side length. Here's my next one. Pause the video and come back and see how you do. Okay, on this one, we're trying to find the length of AC, which is right here. Well, what side does AC match up with? And you got to figure out, because I don't know what's going on with my triangle, it's kind of twisted and inverted. But I know that right here, AB and DE match up. Here's AB, here's DE. So I know that if I take 36 divided by 9, it gives me 4. Here's my scale factor. Well, that makes sense because these two sides must go together. Well, that may not be true. Actually, either one of these could work because 40 divided by 4, oh no, it couldn't. Okay, so 40 divided by 4 is 10. Well, that's not what's here. See, this one's 16 divided by 4 is 4. That means my missing length here is 10. Next one, same type of problem. Pause the video and see how you do. I guess we can't pause it because I didn't put numbers on it. See, I am going so fast I don't even know. So let's do this. Let's put okay, so let's try this. Now that I have some numbers on there, now let's find our missing length. And I said to find the length of DE, we're actually going to find the length of CE. I want to find the length of CE. Okay, now pause the video and come back and see how you do. Okay, on this one, I've got AB matches up with DE. So if I take 18 divided by 6, I get 3. Here's my scale factor here. So if I take 3 times 6, I get 18. If I take 3 times 4, I get 12. So if I take 3 times 8, that means my missing side for CE is 24. Okay, the next one. All right, this one says, what will happen to the area of a triangle if you double the length and the width? Now, first off, we should know that double means 2 times. Okay? So we're going to double it, so I'm going to put that here. That's going to be my base. This is going to be my base. Now, area, we know anytime we have area, like for example, it's centimeters squared, it's always to the second power. So I'm going to take that and put it up here. Because it is area, I put it to the second power. Now, 2 to the second power is 4. That means that my area will be 4 times as big. Okay, well, let's look at the next one. You can pause the video and answer this question if you think you know what the answer is. It says, what will happen to your area of your rectangle if you triple the length and the width? This is going to be my base. Triple means 3. Remember, area is to the second power. So this is going to be my power to the second power. 3 squared is 9, so that means my area is going to be 9 times as big. Okay, pause the video, see if you can figure out this one. This one says what will happen to the volume of the rectangle when you double the length and the width. Okay, double, I'm going to make that my base. Okay, volume is to the third power. So I'm going to take this to the third power. So I am going to take 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. It's going to be 8 times as big. And actually, I think this needs to be length, width, and height when you talk about volume, when they bring that up. The next one, let's do this, and height. Okay, pause the video, come back and see how you did. What will happen to the volume when you triple this time, the length, width, and height? Triple. 3 times. Volume, remember, centimeters cubed. That means 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Whoops, writing the wrong number. So it'll be 27 times larger. Now this next one says, what would happen to the perimeter of a rectangle when you double the length and width? Well, double again. Perimeter, well, think about it. When you do perimeter, it's just like centimeters, inches. There's no exponent other than a 1. So it would be to the first power, which would just leave it as 2. So it would be 2 times as big. The last one, it's asking what would happen to the perimeter of a rectangle if you triple the length and width. Okay, well, perimeter, remember, centimeters, inches, it's all to the first power. Triple means 3 times, so 3 to the first power is 3. It would be 3 times as big.